Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yo absolutely hot favorite podcast. Welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Here we are once again. Today we're talking about Choco Taco is gone. Can't even believe it. I have a feeling about French fries at a steakhouse. The Deshawn Watson punishment suspension. How I feel about it. What the internet is saying about it. And I saw this show Reacher on Amazon Prime. But welcome back to Riffin with Griffin. Riffin with Griffin, yeah. Riffin with Griffin. Yeah. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Riffin with Griffin, and we are live in full effect. That's how we do it, live. I always forget to do this, dude. Put my little main titles on. Guys, thank you for watching Riffin with Griffin, starring Erik Griffin, live in Erik Griffin Studios at the Erik Griffin green screen. Make sure you guys subscribe, share, hit the notifications. That's super important. And, you know, I also am on Twitch daily, Erik Griffin Gaming. So check me out there if you just want to support the show and be a part of the magic. You know, you could be a Patreon member, you could be a YouTube member, or you could be a subscriber on Twitch. You could be a super chat, super follower on Twitter. Any which way you want to like help the show monetarily with your support. Whatever you do, I appreciate that stuff greatly. But obviously the show is brought to you by DoorDash. Love DoorDash, but wish you didn't have to pay delivery fees. Well, your dreams will come true during summer of Dash Pass. That's 50% off your first order up to $15 value with code Griffin. Terms apply. DoorDash. All right, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, chat. Let me put up a poll right now of what we're, you know, I guess I put up a couple polls, but first poll I want to put up is, let's see, French fries at a steakhouse. For sure, save that for McDonald's. That's the poll. All right. That's just something I want to talk about. Then we'll get into some other things. But yeah, so anyways, welcome back to the show, guys. I had a great week. Last night, my return to Kill Tony. So make sure you check that out on YouTube. Had a fun time with that. Kill Tony was that was fun. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys check that out. That's on YouTube. Yeah, it was just fun going to Austin, and like the atmosphere was just really electric. And then I was watching it live as I was watching the premiere of it live, and I was in the chat, and there's so many haters. Like, it's funny, like it's fun to be in there to see all that interaction. You know, it's like I can't win if I interact. People are like, "Well, you interact, you know, why aren't you looking at your video? You're too busy in the chat." I mean, it's like you can't win with anybody, but you know, it doesn't matter. Had a good time with it, and so make sure you guys check that out after this. Kill Tony was very fun. Shout out to my buddy Tony Hitchcliffe for like keeping that show going and like actually raising the level of it in Austin. It just was crazy. I got some shows coming up. You could see me in La Jolla, in San Diego at the Comedy Store, September 9th to the 11th. So make sure you check that out. If you're in LA and you're listening to this right now and you want to see a show tonight, I'm going to be at Burbank Flappers. I do Erik and Friends once a month at Flappers. Last night we did it at the Improv. Great turnout. So tonight, if you know in Burbank, if you're in the Burbank area, you want to come check out some shows. I do Erik and Friends tonight in Burbank and Flappers. So make sure you guys check that out. So, went to this. Well, first of all, shout out to my beautiful wife, Rachel. Rachel Griffin. Shout out to her. So we went to this steakhouse, man. Really nice steakhouse in Brentwood. And I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I got a problem with French fries at a steakhouse. I don't care what they do to them. I don't care how fancy you want to make them. If you want to put truffle butter on it, and they always have some kind of like ridiculous fancy thing they're gonna do with it, like, oh, this mushroom such and such and the French fries with the Parmesan and the whatever. It's still French fries. To me, when you at a steakhouse, no more French fries. Get them out of there. Get the French fries out of the steakhouse. Bye. It's the same reason why you don't get a baked potato at McDonald's. You don't go to, let me get the Big Mac with an orange soda and the baked potato with all the trimmings. No, because baked potato is fancy potato. French fries that's riffraff. That's for that's fast food. If you're going to make a potato, I want you to do it fancy. Even though, is it all really that fancy just to bake a potato? But it's just something about it. It feels more adult. Be an adult and get a baked potato. Stop getting French fries at a steakhouse. I hate to see people with a $70 steak and some French fries sitting next to it. I just have a problem with that. Maybe I'm too bougie, And all these places and then all these fast food places stop making baked potatoes. This ain't baked potato spot, okay? Get your French fries, different cuts. Get your curly fries. Get the the sweet potato fries. All the different kind of fries that should be at the fast food places. And then somebody's asking about fried wedges. I don't know. I think wedges is cheating, but that's when you go into like a breakfast spot. I'm just saying, you at a steakhouse where it's like market price on the menu, where it's like the steaks are $50 plus steaks, different trimmings, all kinds of tomahawks and all this kind of stuff. You do not pair that with French fries like an animal. That's all I have to say about that. You hear me? Okay. So that's the poll up right now. I'm going to keep this poll up for a little bit longer. I want to hear what you guys said. And I'm just outraged that this poll is at 62% for sure. You peasants. What's wrong with you people? You do not go get French fries at a steakhouse. Stop it. Stop it. Anyways, y'all, what is going on in the world today? I think we got some sad news. Just found out that Choco Taco is no more. Look at this. Choco Taco. You go to their website and they have this announcement. The Klondike Choco Taco has unfortunately been discontinued. Over the past 2 years, we have experienced an unprecedented spike in demand across our portfolio and have had to make very tough decisions to ensure availability of our full portfolio nationwide. A necessary but unfortunate part of the process is that we sometimes must discontinue products, even the beloved item like Choco Taco. What? How crazy. I don't know if you guys have ever, all you Workaholics fans, and thank you, Jonathan Marks, for becoming a next level egghead. That's what you are when you become a member on YouTube. You become an egghead. Thank you very much. Original content coming your way. I don't know if you guys ever saw, if you watched Workaholics, we had a what do you call it? It was called The Other Cubicle, and it was just me, Wayman, and Jet Set, and we were doing and Bill, and we were doing funny, little like side pieces to Workaholics, and it was sponsored by Choco Taco. The boys just one day started just randomly on the show. They just made a Choco Taco joke. And the next thing you know, the company heard about it, and then they sponsored the show. So we were doing it was almost like we were doing a commercial for Choco Taco. So it's just, I don't know why they get rid of stuff like this, but I mean, Choco Taco is a mess though. I mean, talk about cultural appropriation. It was just like a ice cream cone shaped. It was an ice cream cone shaped like a taco, and then it had like chocolate, peanuts, and the ice cream in it. I don't know. Brilliant idea. I don't know if I was a huge Choco Taco fan. I mean, my favorite ice cream dessert is an ice cream sandwich and a plain ice cream sandwich, okay? Plain vanilla ice cream sandwich. I couldn't stand the one that was like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. Pick a flavor, bitch. You know what I mean? What we doing? Just have an all strawberry one, have an all chocolate one, or have an all vanilla one. But that's my favorite ice cream dessert. Is an ice cream sandwich. So Choco Taco is like similar to that because you're still getting it's just like an ice cream that you could hold differently. I guess a taco is a better way to hold. You know, I don't know what you guys would get. I don't know if I actually like ice cream cones that are like that, like that sort of cone. I kind of like the other regular type of ice cream cone if I get ice cream, but I haven't even had ice cream in a while. It's so fatty. Sometimes I get if I go to In-N-Out with Rachel, she likes In-N-Out every 2 months. So we'll go to In-N-Out, and sometimes I'll be in the In-N-Out line, and I'll be like, let me get a strawberry shake. That's my weakness. I get a strawberry shake. But ice cream is so good. I don't eat a lot of ice cream anymore. I don't have it in the fridge. It's just rare. I'll have a shake every now and then, right? But ice cream, I don't have yogurt at all. I don't know if you guys are yogurt people. Are you yogurt people? Okay. Every time I have frozen yogurt, I'm just kind of this ain't ice cream. Because that's all it's trying to be. It's supposed to be a more healthier ice cream, but I just want ice cream. When you have if you have frozen yogurt and you've been eating it all the time, you're like, oh, frozen yogurt is my jam. When you have some ice cream, you go, oh, this is what this frozen yogurt is supposed to taste like. So I don't like doing that to myself. I don't care what it is. They always have these dumb flavors. You ever go to the yogurt place and you get the little sample and it'll say strawberry. Shit don't taste like strawberry at all. Boysenberry, blackberry, whatever berry, lemon, lime, all these different flavors. Peanut butter. The peanut butter is the only one that sort of tastes like peanut butter. I don't know where you guys stand on that. But all these flavors that all taste like versions of yogurt, okay? And then you have some ice cream and you're like, oh, yeah, this is what this yogurt is trying. It's like a vegan burger, man. When you have vegan meat and then you have some real meat, you get this bullshit out of my face. Why am I eating this vegan meat? Well, it's I don't care. It's just stop pretending. Stop acting like this is the same thing. It's not. Ice cream is way better than yogurt, okay? New poll. When you watch live, you get to be a part of the polls. Let's see. What's better? Yogurt? Ice cream? This should be a landslide. Hit me with it. I don't know. When I see that, it just drives me bananas. So anyways, RIP to Choco Taco. I feel like it's going to come back. I feel like this is how you build up demand. So it's yeah, let's get, I don't know if we start a petition, who we tweet at. If we tweet at Klondike, I have no idea. But and why can't they just make maybe the Choco Taco takes too much production. It's too much production, because you got to have the thing. You got to fold it. You got to get the ice cream in it. You got to put the chocolate in the peanuts. You got to package it a certain way. Maybe it's just easier to make the other Klondike bars and all that kind of stuff. I didn't even know Choco Taco was a Klondike company. So, shout out, if you guys go to their website, Klondike, or just Google Choco Taco, apparently it's just done. It's just done. You know what I mean? So, is what it is. I don't know. Like I say, it is what it is. All right, let's get into the real stuff, man. I'm not sure what kind of episode it's going to be today or how long we're going to be, but, it is what it is. So, as you guys, I don't know if you guys have heard or if you're not into football or whatever it is, if you're not into football, if you've heard this or not, but, as you know, the Cleveland Browns new quarterback is Deshawn Watson. And he Deshawn Watson has, it came out that he likes to get massages, and he gets massages from numerous different massage therapists. And 24 women accused him of misconduct. Let me say it again in case you didn't know about this. 24 different massage therapists made claims against Deshawn Watson of inappropriate behavior. A New York Times article, I believe it was a New York Times, but it was some paper out of New York, did their own investigating and came to find out that he has had 66 different massage therapists in a 2-3 year span. And he, and so, like I said, and then 24 of them, he has since settled, I believe, 20 of the cases. He still proclaims his innocence. And in this process, he was on the commissioner's exempt list last year, and he did not play all of last year. Before that, though, he was in Houston, and he was demanding a trade. He said he would never play for Houston again. And then all this came out, which messed up his leverage, really, because, this is like a damning thing, and it's terrible, all these allegations. And but he didn't play. So he did not play all last year. And so as this investigating has been going on, a few things have happened. First thing that happened is there was an investigation. I believe a grand jury was called, and they found no criminal activity, where they couldn't prove any criminal activity. So there was because there was a grand jury, wherever it was, and they came out and said there will be no criminal charges against him. So finding out that there's going to be no criminal charges against him, that triggered then the NFL to be like, we are back in the Deshaun Watson business. So then some teams were vying for his services, and the Cleveland Browns gave him the largest guaranteed contract in NFL history, something like $250 million guaranteed. And by the way, the first year of his contract, he's only making $1 million, something like $60,000 a game. And that was them anticipating him being suspended. I'll get back to that. So that triggered that. So they signed him. Then the NFL took some time to figure out what is his punishment going to be, if they were going to do a punishment. I think they were waiting on if there are going to be criminal charges. There was no criminal charges. Now it's about what they feel, the embarrassment of the game. You've embarrassed the integrity of the game. And they have an outside arbitrator now. Instead of the commissioner making all these decisions, they have this outside arbitrator saying, we're going to have this person decide. And it's actually a judge, a female judge, by the way, if that matters or not. And she just came out with a ruling that he should get 6-game suspension. That's where we are right now. That's where we are. So and I will put a poll up. Was 6 games enough of a suspension? Okay. Yes. No. Okay. All right. And I'm sure if you want to say something in the chat, you most certainly can. So where do I stand on this? Okay. So, I don't know if you guys get massages. I get massages regularly, and I go to the same place every time, the same person. Because, once you get a good massage, you're like, ooh, you feel like they get to know your body. You feel comfortable, and it's just like it actually is very hard to find a good massage therapist. So, all right. I'm just going to be 100 and real about this whole thing. I'm doing this live, so I'm trying to be very sensitive and cautious about not just being like just saying some wild, crazy shit, because that's not what I'm about. All right, the first thing is this. What do you call it? Deshaun Watson obviously has an issue, okay? Whether he proclaims his innocence, that he didn't do anything wrong, all right? Even though all these women have very similar stories. 66 altogether, 24 are said he did something inappropriate or they felt uncomfortable or whatever it is. The arbitrator that came out with the ruling for 6 games said there was nothing criminal about what happened, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that something wrong didn't happen. So obviously I'm saying this. The dude like getting massages and the dude like obviously getting some extra services done. Okay? You would think he got enough money to like have a masseuse that maybe he has an arrangement with. But I don't think that's what it was about. People often think that in those situations, that's what it's about. It's about like that, instant gratification there. But I think a part of what he gets off on is going to a strange massage therapist and some stuff happening. Okay. That's his thing. That's his kink. That's his fetish. He don't want to come out with it and be like, hey, this is true, that this is who I am, because that's maybe more damning to him. I don't know. Maybe he should. I'm sure that there are some places you go, that some massage therapists you go to that are totally down with this. I think, that's why it's not 66, lawsuits, and that there are some women who are afraid to come out and don't want to say anything because of the backlash that happens when women come out with these types of things. And we have to acknowledge that happens, and it does. Okay, so that is a true thing that is unfortunately in our society. Okay, so just on the Deshawn Watson part, it's a thing. Whether you think he did something criminal or not, it was stupid. All right, you're a high-profile NFL player, and you're doing this. This kind of stuff comes out. We all make mistakes. I think he made a huge mistake. Whether he did something criminal or not, that's not for me to say. But obviously, a lot of women were made to feel uncomfortable, that they were in a situation they didn't want to be in, and so here we are. So what do we do? What do we do about this? What would you want to happen if it were you? If it were me, what do I do? I control the NFL. How do I handle this situation? I think if it were me, how do I handle this situation? It's like I go to this guy and I go, what the hell? Why? You've embarrassed us. 2, the optics look terrible. Okay, whether you think he's innocent or not, he has brought this uncomfortable thing to the NFL, and now we got women who are already feel uncomfortable, already feel like they can't get justice, feeling like, oh man, what is this? So if it were me, I think the NFL should have came strong. It's not saying they think he's guilty or innocent or whatever, but just a stupid tax he should have paid. I think he should have been suspended for a year last year suspended with a fine or without pay. Okay, I think that's what they should have done. They should have jumped right on it, and maybe 2 years. I mean, there's a guy in the MLB that had some situation. They suspended him for 2 years. I mean, Deshaun Watson was already willing not to play because he didn't want to play for Houston. So, I mean, just get on top of it. I think just for the sake of the NFL, they had to do their investigating. But once all this came out, it's just the optics of it. Like, listen. We're not a court of law, and the court of public opinion is different from the court of law. The court of public opinion goes to the bottom line. If the bottom line is affected, then it's a whole different conversation, and they're just going to get rid of the guy, right? The bottom line we don't know how the bottom line is going to be affected. And this has put the NFL in a super uncomfortable situation because there are a lot of female fans out there, and I'm sure that the female fans out there feel like, wow, really? 6 games and that's it? And like I said earlier, on top of that, his contract is put together in such a way that the first year of his contract, he's only making $60,000 a game, as if they anticipated that he was going to be suspended. So you're saying that this 6-game fine is, 6 times 60 is, what is that? Whatever the math is on that. So what is he going to lose? $250,000, and that's it. So on top of that, to me, it looks bad. Like, regardless of, they're not a court, they're not putting down judgment on whether he is guilty or innocent. But you can come down and be like, yo, this looks terrible for our company and our female fans. And I think they should have made a stronger choice, you know? You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel about it. You know, you look at, especially with the, like, what's the real punishment here? So what is the punishment? Is it the games? Because he didn't even play all last year. So is not playing the punishment for him? Or is it loss of money? Is that the punishment? To me, I feel like they should have fined him $1 million a game for last year. So $17 million fine and time served. You take that $17 million from him, since there's going to be no criminal case, you take the $17 million and you either give it to the victims or you support these type of causes. Women's right, whatever it is, abuse of, shelters, however you want to do it, but you take that $17 million and you do some goodwill with it, okay? And then he has now been punished monetarily, and he already missed 17 games, and we move on with our lives, and hopefully these women can move on with their lives, but you have to make a statement to me that you care about the abuse, that you care about the position that these women are in. It's like, you know what I mean? Because here's the thing too. Let's also be 100 about the actual stance of the NFL. The dude's still going to play. He was still allowed to sign a $250 million contract, and he's eventually going to play. Business as usual. So as much as they want to say, hey, we are worried about how this looks and what people think about our league and what people think about the abuse of women, they ultimately are like, okay, we're going to deal with that as much as we can, but what we really care about is getting this high talent, very highly talented football player back on the field. How you feel about that is what you have to ask yourself, honestly. You have to ask yourself, honestly, how do you feel about what the NFL feels about that? Now, you could go back and forth. There's a lot of people that feel like, oh, man, they think, what, all these women are lying? Here's my thing. Even if you think all these women are lying, what I'm saying is it ain't a good look. The optics of it are terrible, And so, and just one, one woman with all the same stories coming out and being like, yo, this is what happened to me. And then you see them talking in their news things. It's kind of like you got to punish him even just to be like, bro, like why would you do it this way? There's Instagram messages. And like I said, we've all made mistakes. Okay. Let's say at the softest end of this is that, this just was a perverted thing. He had this perversion that he's out there doing. And it's like, to me, it's like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, do what you got to do. Okay. But if you believe that he was being super aggressive and intimidating and these women had no choice and you feel like they were like put in a situation where they were like, well, I guess I gotta do this for this guy, or is he going to get violent? If that is the case and they felt that way, all right, it's like, yo, bro, you have to own that. Like, I can believe that Deshawn Watson did not have malice intent when it came to was he in there being like, grabbing their arms or something, or like really looking at them like, if you don't do this, it's going to be a problem. And I don't know if that's how he did it, but he could have been very like, hey, come on, I'll pay you money or whatever he was doing. It was perverted. It was a perversion that got out into the public's eye. I don't know if you guys remember when, what's his name, the basketball announcer, it came out that he liked wearing women's clothes in the bedroom, and that came out and it was like a thing. And they, what was the guy's name? Why am I, the guy? Yes. Man, I'm getting old, man. Losing my memory. But I'm sure you guys remember the guy's name in the chat. Whatever. And so they said they ended up suspending him, and it's Marv Albert. Thank you very much, Marv Albert. So Marv Albert's situation, it's like, having a perversion, having a thing, you don't But when it gets out in the public and you're like a public figure, then you have to deal with it, right? I don't know all the details of the Deshawn Watson situation. I didn't read the details of the case. I didn't read like what these women had ultimately said about him. I don't know if there was like some thing in there where they felt super intimidated by his presence. Again, even if that wasn't his intention, he has to see. Like if 24 people are saying this about you, and then you look at your record of like 66 times, you've had different massage therapists, it's got to be like, okay, I messed up. You know what I mean? I messed up, and the NFL is basically coming out and being like, yo, dude, we don't need this out. We're trying to be a family business, right? We're trying to be a violent family business that, gives people CTE, whatever your opinion is on that. So, it's $1 billion business, and this guy sullied this $1 billion business. So that's one side of it, just monetarily and all that, how it affects them. They have a vested interest to like come down on him and be like, hey man, we got to do this. We got to do this, whether you feel like you're innocent or not. All right. And then it's like, just the optics of it just don't look good, man. And when you go to Twitter, and I put in Deshawn Watson's name and I went into Twitter, and you could just see how a lot of people are feeling about this. Like this is Deshaun Watson situation is a slap in the face to every female NFL fan, and that's a sentiment that you see a lot of. Lots of talk about privilege on social media. Athletic privilege is the apex. How many people could be publicly accused of sexual assault by 30 women and not keep their current job? That's a part of it too. You're talking about, rich people, rich privilege, man. Rich privilege is a real thing. You know what I mean? Like somebody said, so the NFL banned Deshaun Watson 1 quarter for every sexual accusation. That's the look of it right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever you feel about him or not, this is a serious situation, because like even if like I mean, dude, there's websites for this, like there's like I believe there's like rub and tug type places. Like there's places you can go that like this is just an acceptable thing and you paying money out of pocket. So again, this is just a stupid thing where it's like, hey, if that's your thing, that's what you're into, you can find places that you're into. But he seemed to really get off on a strange, like legit massage therapist also doing that for him. You know what I mean? So I don't like the look. That's how I feel about this. I don't like the look of it. I think it reeks of privilege. It does. And it makes women feel bad, man. And women pay money too to watch NFL games, It's like, women are in households with men who might be like, I want to support this. And they're looking out being like, why would you support the thing where like these 30 women are not feeling like they're heard? I mean, it's a thing, And he did settle the cases, but him settling the cases also doesn't mean that he's guilty. I mean, it's like you can't get your reputation back. It's done for him. You Google his name for the rest of his life, this is going to come up. So you're not going to ever be innocent, so just get rid of this. Why try to fight this in court? It's going to go on forever and ever and ever. These women feel like, hey, I want some compensation for what you did to me. He's got enough money. Give him money. And then be done with it. That's the advice probably of his lawyers, and there's a few of them that are not taking the settlement, and maybe they want more, or maybe they're like, nah, man, I want more, or I want to take this all the way and go to court and have the court be like, okay, $6 million each, or whatever they're trying to get. At this point, whatever they feel they need to do, they need to do. But all I'm saying is this, man, it's not a good look. I'm not damning Deshaun Watson. This ain't even about him anymore. We already got his thing. We know his kink. We got his thing, and we know we have to decide for ourselves if we believe it was, malice, if it was ill intent, if it was like, he made a huge mistake in his judgment about this, and look, and by the way, if even if he was being someone that was like being like really bad about it, if he was being bad about it, you know what I mean? Then he's really stupid, okay? Because let's say if you believe he's guilty of like, intimidation and really forcing, then it's like, dude, you're not even covering your tracks well. He got Instagram messages and all this stuff. So it's like, that's their whole point. Like the whole thing is embarrassing, whether you believe he's super guilty or whether you believe it's like, oh, this is all a misunderstanding. Wherever you fall in this, it's still 66 different massage therapists. 30 are saying they felt something inappropriate happened. That's an embarrassment to your business if you're in the NFL. And I think the NFL is saying, all right, that we believe that this is enough. These 6 games and $250,000 fine. I think that if the arbitrator would have came out, because she also had the ability to give also a fine, I think this should have been a huge fine. I don't know if it would have made it better. I don't know if it would have made people feel good. But I'm telling you, I think that, to me, I'll say it again, I feel like the NFL can still add to the suspension, but to me, I feel like they should have went to him and been like, okay, you didn't play all last year, but you still made a significant amount of your money from your contract. We're going to fine you $1 million a game from last year, and that's time served. We're going to take this $17 million. We're going to either divvy it up amongst the victims, and we're going to start supporting causes to help women in these situations, to show that you really care about this. It's either that or you shouldn't have allowed him to sign a contract in the first place. Like, that's the thing too. Because you allowing him to sign a contract and work for your company is a trigger to women out there that like, yeah, we'll kind of like, we'll do whatever we need to do. We'll give you some, 6, 7, 8 game appeasement, even a year. Maybe a year isn't even enough for some people, and then he's still going to be able to go. So the optics of this, to me, did not look good, okay? It didn't look good to me. That's how I feel about it, guys. I feel that the optics of this is just not good, okay? And then I see on the poll on the chat here, what I didn't spell it right. I was supposed to say was 6 games, but it said what 6 games was. It's supposed to be was 6 games enough of a suspension. Sorry for the typo, but you guys got it. And right now it's like 57% of you guys say no, and 43% say yes. I would love to hear from people who are voting yes in the chat why you think the 6 games is enough of a suspension, knowing all the details. Why is that? So if you want to say that in the chat, I would love to, hear what you have to say. But anyway, that's my feeling on it. Yeah, and I see what some people are saying. It's like if he's basically admitting guilt. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is this. What was he doing? Like there's, you know what I mean? Like it's like admitting guilt, or like if he's, I know that's the tough part about this. Like we don't live in a world where a guy could come out and be like, yeah, I love getting jacked off by my massage therapist. I love it. It's my thing. And I'm totally willing to like pay extra, and I like to ask for it, and it's like, you just go, there's a part of you that makes that sounds reasonable. You know what I mean? He's a millionaire. He comes into a place. He's like, yeah, I really want the massage, but afterwards, can you do this? I got this amount of money. I give you $500 extra, And if she says, no, I'm not really into that, he should be like, cool, no problem, but I still want my massage, or walk the hell out of there. I don't know. But we just don't live in a society where that's that sort of transaction thing. It always comes down to this like thing of power, and I just don't think we don't really understand how it is. Like, have you guys ever been out with a woman who's, they're smaller than you and stuff, and you think you're being whatever, but maybe you're flirting, you're saying whatever, and then she's responding a certain way, and then later she comes out and was like, whew, I was really uncomfortable. And to you, you're saying you're a nice guy, but you were just taking your shot. You know what I mean? And you didn't realize that she don't know you. She don't know what you're capable of. So she just felt, well, I'm just going to go with this because I don't know what this dude's going to do. That's fair. It's fair on that person's side, and it's also fair of the guy to be like, hey, wasn't my intention at all, And, I wasn't trying to make you feel that way, but you have to understand the other side. I mean, it's like, I think both sides don't really talk about it enough in that way. It just always comes to like, well, men are terrible, and, or the other side, people are like, oh, women are lying or whatever. I think that there's like a further discussion case by case that should happen. But in this situation, man, come on, man. 66 different massage therapists. I mean, it just, like, what do you think's going on? Even if it just, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I hear somebody saying today's society, money plays from women accusing rich guys is a way of life and sad thing to majority. Okay, I understand that is just like real. That's like a thing. But imagine you're a woman now, and that is the first assumption that people make. I think that's dangerous, man. I think believe all women is dangerous. I believe that's dangerous. And I also believe it's dangerous to just make the assumption that because it's a woman and a rich guy, a powerful guy, that automatically she's just trying to get money. That's unfair. I mean, think about how unfair that is to actual victims. First of all, there's 2 times people show their true personality. What are those times? When they drunk and when they rich. Not everybody that has money treats people right. And, there are people that get money, power, and influence, and they start to act up, man. They change. They act different. They feel there's a sort of entitlement that goes to money and power. And you don't understand how intimidating that can feel. Just think how you guys might act even when you go to a restaurant. If you go to a fancy restaurant, sometimes people have an attitude with the help. They got an attitude with the person bringing their food, and they feel like they're the king of the world. And they start to talk down and there's a dynamic at play here that it's not always what you think, but it should be case by case. That's why I say, you got to be careful with strangers, people you don't know. It's like, I don't know this person. I don't know what they about. I don't know what they going for. And so like, it's partly a dumb tax people are paying on both sides. If it's a woman who's enamored by some rich guy who's like, ooh, and then like they get in there, and then the guy's like a dick, and then you're kind of feeling like, whoa, this isn't what I wanted, and he's acting, and then the other guy, the rich guy, who's just trying to be nice and thinking like, yo, let's go to my place, let's go to this, and you don't realize how intimidating you're acting or how that person feels because you don't know their history. So now you got this misunderstanding going on, and then it goes into the public eye on Twitter because motherfuckers got to put their whole goddamn life on Twitter. Now we don't know what's going on. Now we're judging them being like, oh, she's just a gold digger, or we're going like, oh, men are terrible, when it's case by case. And I think that we got to take a beat and look back. So I do think it's dangerous to have that immediate feeling of like, oh, it's just a gold digger. Like, don't do that, guys. Don't be that guy. You know what I mean? Let's find out. Once we find out, then we could be like, well, here it is. Because, people have their day. Yeah. So that's just how I feel about that. I'll keep this poll up a little bit longer, and, I'll keep looking at the chat. Put the highlight at me so I can see it as I'm going through this thing. But yeah, guys, that's how I feel about that. But let's talk some more about DoorDash. DoorDash, baby. DoorDash. I love DoorDash. If you're ordering all your summer essentials with DoorDash use the Dash Pass. It's a great way to get everything you need. And during the summer of Dash Pass, you can save money and access members-only offers that help you feel easy and breezy all season long. Sometimes you need like some stuff that you didn't get at the supermarket and you want to get it, you can use DoorDash, and it's pretty great. With 0 delivery fees, exclusive items, and more than 25,000 members-only offers nationwide, Dash Pass by DoorDash has everything you need to make your summer memorable. With your Dash Pass by DoorDash membership, you can save an average of $4 to $5 on every order you place for delivery or pickup. That's pretty good. I've saved a bunch of money. That means an average Dash Pass pays for itself when you order just twice a month because there's a fee. With members-only offers and items dropping every week, you'll have everything you need to make the most of summer right at your fingertips. I like that you can get donuts from DoorDash. Rachel and I, there's this one shop we go to. We always use DoorDash. It's great. Shine bright during DoorDash's Summers of Dash Pass and get 50% off your first order up to $15 value. Use promo code Griffin at checkout when you spend $12 or more. That's 50% off your first order up to $15 value when you sign up for DoorDash during Summer of Dash Pass using promo code Griffin. Don't forget, that's code Griffin for 50% off your first order of $15 value. Dash Pass benefits only on eligible orders that meet the minimum subtotal. Terms apply. All right, guys. We did it. Paid the bills. Okay. And thank you guys for the super chats and becoming a member and all that. It's great. Let's end the poll. I mean, pretty much, I think a majority of you, I don't see a lot of people saying there's like a lot of sentiment, like a manly sentiment here. People, this one guy said, Ricky Hernandez, women think men can read your mind. If you feel uncomfortable but don't speak up, don't assume the man has the mental capacity to read your nonverbal cues. But Deshawn Watson is an idiot on this one. Okay, I disagree with you, Ricky. I understand your sentiment about what you're saying, right? But what I'm trying to explain to you is, and Dax Shepard said this best about men not understanding the female perspective. I don't know your stature, man. I don't know how tall you are. I don't know how big you are, but I am 6'3", 200, okay? So, you know what I mean? I'm a big dude, all right? And if you are, a chick, she's 5'8", 125 pounds, or, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, it's like, I don't care what verbal cues you're going to make. If you've had a bad experience with a man in the past, you're not sure how this guy's going to react. You're not sure if some guy's going to grab your arm and be like, you're going to do this right now. You don't know. So, you're erring on the side of caution. And that's what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation with a stranger. That's why it's like, you meet someone, go out in public, talk to him on the phone first, really find out about this guy, get some opinions about the person. I think that's where the mistake lies, is when we hang out with a stranger in a private situation and we don't know what's going on. But you can't assume that a woman is just going to be like, okay with being like, oh, excuse me, I'm really feeling uncomfortable right now. You know what I mean? That's why the issue is really before you get to that point. But I don't blame anyone in that situation who is feeling like, I'm feeling uncomfortable because of my past personal experience, man. And so you have to remember that. Just try to keep that in mind when you're thinking about this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I get it. Listen, man, there's often, think about it like this. Of the 66 women that Deshaun Watson got massages from, there might be 20 of them who were down for it. One of them been like, oh, I'm cool with this. I totally get it. And it was like, whatever. He paid them extra and they were like, cool, I'm down with it. I mean, I've seen have you ever seen I saw this article. It was called Stripper Diaries or Stripper Stories. And it was these strippers telling us these crazy stories. I'll never forget one. One girl was like, yeah, I turned 18. I started stripping. And my father's friend paid me $20,000 to, have a good night with him. And she was like, no regrets. I have fun, and now I got $20,000 in the bank. You know what I mean? Empower yourself. It's fine. But what I'm saying is there is a situation where you're in a little room. Think of it like this. You're a little massage therapist. You're in a room with this professional athlete, okay? He's got his clothes off. You see the muscle. You're in a room. You maybe you don't have the wherewithal to be like, yo, this is making me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Or you just, you want to leave, or you got a terrible boss who's like, hey, make sure the clients, you're not trying to jeopardize the business either. You know what I mean? There's so much to think about is all I'm saying. There is so much to think about. So don't just have this immediate idea that all women are gold diggers and all men are terrible. Okay. let's just take a beat, go case by case, and think about it like that. Okay, enough of that. Let's end the poll. For the most part, I think a majority of you believe that 6 games wasn't enough. Okay? All right. Next up on the agenda, let's go light. I saw a show, and you guys know how I love talking about TV shows that I watched. And so I saw this show. Where is it? Here it is. I saw this show. It was called Reacher on Amazon Prime. And it was like I believe it was only 8 episodes. Yeah. 8-episode series. I don't know if you saw the movie Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise. I really liked it. I really did. It stars this guy. What's his name? Alan Richardson. Richardson. That's a weird spelling, but he's a giant of a man, dude. You know what I mean? This dude's a giant of a man. And it's like, so it's about, Jack, if you remember the Jack Reacher, let's read their little description. Jack Reacher was arrested for murder, and now the police need his help, based on the books by Lee Child. So, John Reacher comes to town. He's an ex-military police, Green Beret, Special Forces badass. He was military police, and he has a great service record, Medal of Honor, all this stuff. He's traveling around, and he's like, he's the kind of guy that, it's like the Incredible Hulk television show where he doesn't he don't have money in his pocket. He got like $100 in his pocket, no wallet, no social media. He just travels by foot and by bus and just collects his money from Western Union on his pension, and he just goes about his business. He gets to a town, there's a murder, he's accused of a murder, and then now you come to find out he kind of gets involved and has to solve the case. So I'll say this: I did a review of Terminal List, which was another 8-episode sort of like mini series that I thought it was entertaining. And I'm going to say the same thing about this one. The guy's a decent enough actor. He's great with the physical stuff. It's exactly what you expect is going to happen. You know what I mean? He's a smart aleck. He beats people up. He's trying to solve this case, and there's a bad guy, there's good guys, there's a love interest. And what I like about this is that when you do 8 episodes of a story that has a beginning, middle, and end, you can really dive into the story. You really get into like meeting who the characters are and what they're doing. Is the acting great? No. Okay, I'm gonna be 100 with you. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, but I enjoy it. If you have Amazon Prime, I recommend this. You need something to watch, and you want to watch it over a few days, and you need something that's like just mindless fun, sort of like guilty pleasure fun. Reacher's that show for you. It's great action. He's great. I like this guy. This guy, Alan Richardson. He's actually a serviceable enough actor in this role. I believed him, because I don't believe him as much as I believe Tom Cruise, but we're talking about Tom Cruise, right? So this guy did a really great, serviceable job. I think it was, good job, dude. I do recommend it, and I'm giving it some woo-woos. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. So, yeah. We're going to end the episode on that. Like I say, make sure you guys check out Reacher. It was good, man. It was good. I didn't keep this one up as much as I should have, because as I look at it, it looks kind of like, the shirtless pig, you know what I mean? It's like, Reacher, you know what I mean? I think it's the kind of show, they have a strong female lead in it. It's like a good heroine in it, and it's like, it's good, man. Heroine. I didn't say that right. It doesn't sound right. But yeah, man. So that is, that's that for Reacher. And like I say, I do highly recommend it. So as you know, at the end of the show, at the end of the show, I hit you guys with here comes the rap. Keep the rap. What do you call it? Recap. The rap recap. But thank you for watching Riffin with Griffin, y'all. And this is from Fishy. I've had one of his beats before, but this is a beat from Fishy, y'all. And we want to thank him. I want to thank everybody for watching Riffin with Griffin. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, y'all. Make sure you know I'm on Twitch every single day. Erik Griffin Gaming. Yeah, I want to thank everybody that was here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was another Riffin with Griffin. Everybody was riffing. We talked about a lot. These topics got. Choco Taco's gone. What went wrong? It won't be gone for long. And I'm rocking this song. Deshawn Watson is a freak. He should have moved his fucking feet. He was in there trying to ski. I don't think that punishment was enough. Deshawn Watson should be at home on his butt. That's how we do it. We had a good talk. That's how we do it. It was his fault. Riffin with Griffin. Make sure you watch. Reacher. Erik Griffin is the teacher. Ooh. And that's it.